my season 9.
Oh come on, season 9 already?
I was gonna say 8, but season 9.
Season 9, and we've done since season 5 together.
Yeah.
That's up until then. It was just Cook with Joy and Derek.
Yeah, except I never got any billing. What is that?
I always gave you. You always got credit. Always got credit. Hey, so we're gonna make something kind of fun today that I think we're gonna love because it has some of the things that we really like, which are potatoes and Miyoko's butter. And we're getting fresh sage from the farm. Jameson and my husband are over getting it right now, and they'll be here soon. And garlic.
So before we get started, I'm going to give you the ingredients so you can gather them together and do this along with us. So you're going to need 6 medium potatoes, any variety. We used russets. A 1/4 cup of fresh sage, leaves only. If you can get some with flowers on, you can save that for garnish at the end. If you're going to use dried, you'll need 3 tablespoons. You'll need 3 tablespoons of Miyoko's butter. We ended up adding a little bit more, so maybe do 4 tablespoons and kind of see how that goes. Sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, and 2 cloves of garlic crushed, which we did 3 cloves. So if you like extra garlic, go ahead and add more.
So Jake, tell us a little bit about the nutritional qualities of potatoes and sage while I get these. Oh, I wanted to say just one thing about the potatoes first. So make sure that you can use these with any kind of potatoes that you want. These are called Sage and Garlic Hasselback Potatoes. And it's the Hasselback that is the technique, and it was developed by some chef named Hasselback at some place.
Guy.
Some Hasselback guy. And what you do is you slice it really thin, and then you put whatever flavoring you're going to put into it. And you can do this with fingerling potatoes. You can do it with sweet potatoes. You can do it with any kind of potato. You can actually even do it with probably any kind of sturdy vegetable. I don't think I would like turnips or parsnips that were Hasselback. No.
Yeah, no.
But
they keep their potato shape form. So you
Right.
slice them really nice, and then they keep their shape, which is kind of cool.
So we're using russets. You could use yellows. You could use anything. I think russets hold up better than how the yellows and the reds kind of fall apart. But sweet potatoes would hold up really well. I chose smaller ones because when you choose these great big potatoes, no one can eat all of that, and then it just goes to waste because nobody wants to eat someone else's potato unless you're married. Right. Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
So just make sure that you get them really clean. And what you're going to find if you buy a bag of russets, you're going to find that there's going to be some holes. There's going to be some, yuck in it. So make sure you cut that off because you don't want, you don't want the yuck. See how underneath it's brown here?
Cut the yuck.
Cut the yuck out. Even though it looks kind of crappy, it'll seal up really well when it cooks. And what can you tell us about potatoes?
Well, I didn't look up anything about potatoes.
You didn't look up anything about
potatoes? No, but I do know that they're a really good calorie-packed, protein-packed source plant.
You know that from feeding Jameson.
From feeding my son.
Yes.
So if you're like, I need to get more calories into myself or my kid or whatever, potatoes are a really good way to do that.
Now, a lot of times people say don't eat potatoes if you're trying to lose weight, and really it's all the crap that you put on the potatoes, the sour cream, the butter, all of that. Now, notice this technique. You can use wooden spoons. I'm using chopsticks just because I'm fancy that way. And what we want to do is we want to get really narrow cuts, and we don't want to go all the way through. So that's why we have the chopsticks there, is to keep me from hitting the cutting board, right? And if you're really good, you probably won't have to do this. We're going to do this all the way through, and see these little slits are where all of the flavor stuff is going to go.
Yeah, because one of the things that I do not like about potatoes is when the inside is kind of drier. It doesn't have the flavors and the
and that happens a lot with russets.
Yeah, which is why I don't like them that much. But this is going to be good, I think.
Yeah, no, this is going to be great. You're going to love this. So that's what it looks like, and you can see that it's not cut all the way through, but it is cut on the top, and that's going to be perfect. So we're going to do that to all the potatoes, and then we're going to put them onto a cookie sheet or a baking sheet, whatever. I took all my baking sheets up to your house for one Thanksgiving.
Oops.
And I do not have any more baking sheets, so this is my last baking sheet. And we're going to put parchment paper on this for 2 reasons. What are the reasons?
1, to help with less mess.
Yes.
And 2, so that they don't stick to the pan.
Well, yeah, but also so you don't have to use more oil.
Oh, yes.
So you get to use, we're going to put oil in these because that's what's going to taste great. Yeah. But, and you can use, what we're going to do is we're using Miyoko's butter, which we love. There are a lot of fake butters out there that are just made from other random oils that aren't actually good for you. This is a cultured butter, so you're getting, the probiotics, but you're also getting cashews instead of just more oil. So you're getting the benefits of eating cashews as well. And she's a really cool woman. She's really pioneered what's happening in the world of faux.
And this
dairy.
is I've tried everyone that I can get my hands on. This is the closest taste wise. And
your husband likes this more than butter.
Yeah, this fools people who eat butter. They think this is just as good. They can't even tell.
Right.
So
we're going to take 3 tablespoons, and everything, all butters have these little markers on them. So we're just going to 1, 2, 3. We're going to cut it, and we're going to melt it in this cute little pan. And we're going to add some garlic for flavor. I'm going to add 2 cloves, and we're going to squish the garlic. I usually chop garlic, but we're going to use this fancy squisher because we want it to be a little smoother than what we normally get.
Squisher is the official term.
Squisher is the official term for that, yes. So we're going to use 2 cloves of garlic. I like garlic in everything. Garlic is like an antibacterial, antifungal.
Yeah, and I always put way more than what they ask for.
Should I put, you think I should put
I
more?
always do, just because I think that you cannot have too much garlic.
More is better?
Yeah. More is more.
Okay, more is more. That's good. That's that Spinal Tap. Did you see that? Did you see Spinal Tap?
No.
So it's a spoof. It's a spoof documentary on
Mockumentary.
and it's following this band that's supposed to be. Who is it supposed to be like, Derek?
Well, I don't know. It's like Zeppelin. It's a British band. It's a British heavy metal band.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. Anyway, they follow them around, and the guitar player has. Most guitars have 10 things on their scale, and he has 11. And the interviewer says, "So why do you have 11 levels on your guitar?" And he said, "Well, because it's one more." And the guy says, "What's the matter?" He goes, "It's one more.
It's more.
It's more." Okay, so this is a bad garlic, so I don't want to use this one. I'm going to get a better piece. And you can't tell often from the outside what a garlic's going to be like inside. So we're smashing these. Now, you once dated a guy that had this technique of doing garlic that he put it into a bowl.
Yeah, so if you put 2 metal bowls together and you shake the garlic in it, all the peel comes off.
But it's not hard to do this unless you're doing a million cloves of garlic. So I think that our sage has arrived.
Yeah.
I think I hear them at the door.
A quick comment about your mom's nails while we're doing all these amazing close-ups.
Yeah. Take a look.
With the Jake and Joy logo on the nails.
My nail artist is phenomenal, Mariette Peterson. She painted these on herself. Jake's like, "How did you get those on your nails?" I'm like, "Mariette painted them."
Amazing.
Crazy. Okay, so we've got these. We're going to crush these into the butter. And Jameson, did you bring the sage? Did you bring the sage for us? Yes?
Yeah.
So we have a rooftop farm you're going to see in several of our episodes. Maybe you've already seen some of them. This squisher is not a good squisher, obviously. Oh, nice. Look how beautiful that is. Here's our farmers.
Fresh basil?
Yeah, no, sage.
Fresh sage.
Yeah, right off of the tower. And we'll show that to you in one of our other episodes, what it actually looks like when it's growing. Okay, so that's all mushed in there. And then we're going to cut the sage up. And Jake, were you looking up stuff about sage?
I was, and I actually want to use my paper because there's a lot of benefits. So I want to
And I want to preface that by saying that most people don't realize how beneficial herbs are. All herbs, the reason they have such a strong flavor is because of how high they are in antioxidants. And this is live. This just got picked just as my husband came in with it with Jameson. We're going to use 1/3 of a cup of this, so it's 1/4 of a cup. So it's quite a bit.
And those flowers are pretty. So if you were going to make a soup or something, you could put the flowers on. They're edible, right?
So what we can do is when we serve them, we can put the flowers around them. Yeah, that's going to be beautiful.
So just a few things about sage. So it's actually has antimicrobial effects that neutralize the microbes that promote dental plaque. So it actually helps with teeth health.
Oh, wow.
Helps to ease menopause symptoms, reduces blood sugar levels, supports memory and brain health.
I could use that.
Lowers bad cholesterol, and protects against some cancers. So mouth, which that makes sense with the teeth thing. Skin, breast, colon, and some other ones. Combats skin aging and also bone health. Pretty cool.
That's really cool. I mean, and I know every herb is like that. We're going to use a 1/4 of a cup of this.
Well, and I think that's the thing that people don't always think about with all plants. They think, oh, I eat a few plants. They don't realize that all plants have different benefits.
Right.
So even if you just get little bits of different stuff, it's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not just what's in the plant. It's also what it has your body. We talked about this last night when we were making the jambalaya for dinner. That it's also what it produces and what your body produces. You were talking about breast milk and how it adjusts to what the baby needs. And that's, your body is like an antioxidant, machine. And so it creates whatever it is that you need. It's going to create that out of the raw materials that you get from the fruits and vegetables. And that's why, that's why Juice Plus makes so much sense, is because you're getting that wide variety.
Right.
No sage in Juice Plus.
No, so here you go. No potatoes either.
No potatoes, yeah. So lots more antioxidants for your microbiome. Okay, we're going to add this all together, and we're going to use this cute. Is this the cutest little saucepan?
I need one of these.
I love this so much. We're going to add that all together, and then we're going to melt it. Now, you could use a different type of oil if you didn't want to use Miyoko's, but why would you?
I don't think you should.
No, I don't either. So that's probably a little bit big burner for that guy, but that's okay. We're going to melt it, and then once it melts, we're going to put it into these potatoes.
We're just going to drizzle it in? How are we going to get it in there?
We're going to drizzle it in, and then we're going to use our hands to kind of massage it.
Okay.
Let's get that knife out from underneath there.
Okay, yeah, that's...
So it could be flat. Okay. So this is very beautiful. And we're also going to use salt and pepper.
So that mixture goes in, and salt and pepper?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, we're going to rub it really,
yeah, but
really,
I mean, so that's really simple, right? How simple is it?
Right, but what's going to happen is that not only we're going to do that, but then we're going to, after we do that, we're going to put more. We're going to take it out and then put more, so it's going to be really nummy. So we won't use quite all of this. This is going to be delicious.
Okay, so good. This would make it such a good appetizer to bring or side dish to have. Like,
and it's fancy.
It's fancy. So what a cool thing to bring to a party where someone asks you to bring a side dish.
Right.
You're like, look how fancy I am.
Right. And it's super easy and it's
pretty
and cheap.
And cheap and
because
pretty.
potatoes are really cheap. So this is a great thing for you to get good at making potato dishes. There's a reason that so many cultures have potatoes as their staple, is because they're inexpensive and they're full of nutrition, and there's so many different things that you can do with them.
Okay. We don't want to burn this butter.
No, we don't.
So we probably didn't need it on high. Probably need it on low.
You think low?
I think low.
Is that what
would
you
have been
think?
good.
Yeah. Well, it's fine.
I know, but just for anyone watching, don't put it on high.
It's just fine. Don't have your bossy daughter tell you what to do.
I learned this from my husband. I used to always put everything on high, and he was like, "That's."
Yeah, I know. He actually taught me that.
Yeah, he's like, you got to put things on low, medium, low.
But he thinks the opposite with ovens.
Yes, he thinks you should be cooking everything in the oven on high.
Yeah, like some people think that you should cook these potatoes at. Can you hold these open?
Yeah. Here, why don't you hold it open and I will dish it?
Because you're going to burn me.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
Ladies, let's focus on the potatoes.
Focus. So here's what I would do. I think
Let me do it.
Okay, I'm just going to open them a little bit, and then we'll just take it down the middle. Right? Like not the middle of each slice, because that's going to be too hard. Yeah, just the middle like that. Yep.
You might have, because how big these potatoes are, you might have needed to do.
No, I think we're fine.
You do?
Uh-huh. I think that's good. I'm just going to rub it in.
Okay.
If we need more butter, we can get more butter.
Okay.
See, what's going to happen is as these bake, they're going to come open.
Right.
You know how when you bake a potato and it's cut open,
right.
It expands at those cut parts.
Look how cute these are. These look so cute already.
Really cute. And we're just going to add. We're going to add more stuff after they cook for about 35 minutes. Cool. Okay. Let me get that open.
So that's the one thing about making this dish is it's not a quick dish necessarily.
Well, it's quick to prep, and then you just put it in. You make everything else that
so
you'd
have to plan ahead a little bit. You can't whip it up in
right. It's not like
minutes,
we've done those yam bites before.
Yeah,
and those you can whip up really fast because you're cutting them. And you could actually do a version of this
with them cut, and you could just put it over time, which you could do. So if you're short on time, that would be a way to do that.
Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven I'm putting them in at 450 because Jake's husband says that's what you should cook everything at.
Yes, he does.
All right, here we go. And then it's going to cook for 35 minutes. We have a yam in here. One thing I like to do whenever I'm turning the oven on is cook a yam.
Yeah.
And we're doing this for Jameson. It looks like it's done. I didn't put it on a rack. That was dumb of me. And it is done. All right, so putting those in, 35 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Let's see what they look like.
And since we did it on 450, we did it 5 minutes less than
Right,
what we said.
right.
So just a heads
And
up.
the thing with potatoes is that you can't really screw them up, and you can watch and see when they're brown. Now we're going to take the rest of, we added a little bit more of the Miyokos, about 2 more tablespoons because we really like it. And we're going to add that over the top, just gently. And you see how they opened up?
Amazing.
See how they opened up, and now the butter goes in a lot better? The butter goes in better. Yum.
That looks ridiculous.
It does.
I would probably
You'd probably what?
put them on a plate and then, are you baking them more?
Yeah.
No. Oh, you're baking them more.
Yeah, they have to be
Okay.
baked more.
Never mind then.
I'll save a little bit that we can pour over at the end.
For the-
You need some salt and pepper. And I want to just show me, it calls for sea salt and black pepper, but I do want people to know that there's so many different types of salt, and if you're someone who's trying to avoid salt, you can use something like this new salt, which is not salt if you really want low sodium. It's a salt substitute, but we're going to use sea salt, and I'm going to use this Celtic sea salt. You could use pink Himalayan sea salt, Derek's favorite. You could also use pink peppercorns, but we're going to use black pepper, and we're going to use Celtic sea salt, and we're just going to liberally do that. Now, with salt, you have to realize that everybody likes different amounts. There is something about cooking with salt. It does bring out the flavors more, but you want to be careful because some people don't like as much salt as other people. Same thing with pepper. So we're going to just be, slightly generous, but not too generous. And then we're going to pop it back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Yum, these are going to be so good.
They look amazing already. I can't wait to eat them.
Okay. Okay, I think they're done. I'm really excited. You see how brown they are inside? And that's the whole thing. And you see the little ones
so
are,
good.
they got done a little bit faster than this great big one, but that's okay. They'll all be really delicious. Let's put them on a pretty plate.
Presentation is everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not the best at that, but we strive.
Yeah.
And then let's use some of the rest of the butter. And get that little tiny spoon out of there. These are just beautiful. Oh my gosh. See how they just separate so beautifully? This is going to make a great... This would be so cool to bring. Now, we also have some in the bottom here. Should I add that to the pan?
Let's skip it.
No, let's add it to the pan
to
because
here.
you got a lot of sage left in there and garlic.
Yum.
It's the drippings from a turkey, right?
Yeah. A faux turkey.
Faux turkey.
Faux turkey.
Which I don't know if those
That
have.
was a
I don't know
great-
if those have drippings.
Our faux turkeys?
Yeah.
No, but that was a great episode. If you haven't watched our Thanksgiving episodes with the faux turkey breasts and the gravy and the stuffing, our favorite. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Beautiful.
Gosh. And then what we're gonna do is we've got these beautiful sage flowers. I'm gonna top it off with. That's where
I think
we're
we need
coming
to
in.
eat these right now.
Okay.
Okay. Derek's on board.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's okay with you? Okay, and then let's put these pretty sage flowers on
How
top.
cute those little.
Oh my
purple
gosh. And
sage
these
flowers
are edible too. I mean, every part of a plant is edible. I mean, every part of edible plants are edible.
Look at that one. Look at that, just cute purple
Cute,
flowers.
cute, cute.
Can't stand it. Oh my goodness.
Cuteness. Do we have any more? Yeah, here's one. These are adorable. You could even put the sage leaves on as...
That would be pretty also.
Uh-huh. This is where
at
you
this
love
cute
to
little
get
one.
involved. This is the art.
Look at that cute little potato with the one on there.
so
Oh my
cute.
god. Stealing some from here. On this one.
Put a little piece of sage, like it's like a flower.
Yeah, cute. Like you could get as fancy as you want. You could
Do a whole design with them
Yeah.
if you wanted to. You could put sage leaves all around the edge. See, if we had a food, like we need a food artist,
Yeah.
that would be really beautiful.
Would that be a fartist?
artist.
Anyway, I love this. Hasselback
so good.
potatoes with Miyoko's butter and fresh sage. I mean, I just think this is going to be delicious, yum. And it would be a great piece to use for Thanksgiving or for a special holiday meal, but any time of the year, really. Really lovely. Just lovely.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you love this recipe. Let us know.